for everyone, and I say that respectfully. It's not.
No, it's a trade on me. Goddamn, my concept here, my that's okay.
No need to bring your blood pressure up, neighbor. No, for real, for real. It's somebody that's entertainment to watch somewhere else than the day. There's no need for you to fight there, curse me out, call me a whole bunch of BITH, see me the evil lie, whatever the case may be. Because at the end of the day, I ain't got nothing to do to you. I didn't do nothing to you besides be my authentic self. That's what bothers your mental health.
No, it's a trade on me.
No, for real, for real. You being yourself would truly bother someone at the end of the day. No, for real, for real. But never stop being yourself at the end of the day. Because you know why? Everyone is not for you.
No, it's a trade off of me.
What the hell is wrong with these people? My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. I am Naya, genuine, love, respect. To the genuine ones, I say this respectfully. I truly hope that you continue to find peace within, regardless to who gave up on you or overlooked you during your journey. You matter and you are worthy. You are loved and respected by all the right people that's truly for you with no malicious intentions. The energy is different. When someone says that you don't have potential, never shortchange yourself of you choosing you. Regardless to your upbringing, regardless to where you at today in your journey, actions speak louder than words when you actually healing trauma and pain. It's not a race or an overnight process. They gave up on you, they overlooked you, but you didn't dim your light to give up on you. Always be yourself. I'm Naya, genuine, love, respect.
Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater. What about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater. What about you? No, it's a trade on me. What the hell is wrong with people?
No, for real, for real. I never understood this weird shit. No, check this out. For real, for real. Entertainment purposes only. Save the drama for your goddamn mama. Ha! No, for real, for real. I never understood this shit. You ever been emotionally available for someone at the end of the day, only for them to say it's you the fucking problem?
Ha! Hold on 1 second, ho. I ain't signed up for your one-sided ass conversation.
No, for real, for real. A motherfucker would act like they so invested in your time and day just to disrespect you out loud and be proud of it. And then sit there and say something wrong with you. Bitch, why would you disturb your own fucking peace?
No, it'll change off me.
No, for real, bro. I never understood this weird ass shit. Like, a motherfucker would be so kind and genuine and goddamn fine. Yes, you are, neighbor. Neighbor, you are so fine. Ooh, you had a heart within. Actually, it works. No, for real, bro. Only for someone to waste your goddamn time. No, for real, bro. The whole entire time, the motherfucker trying to plot against you. Have you robbed, play with spoke in a toxic way to do you wrong like you truly was the mistake?
No, bitch, you was the fucking mistake when it came to your fucking lack of IQ score, your mental health. Hold on 1 second, bitch. You forgot to check yourself into the mental intuition.
No, for real, bro. How the fuck someone walks into your life or y'all meet up or whatever the case may be, right? And someone is being loving, genuine, and kind, and you tell a motherfucker at the end of the day, you not used to this. So because you're not using something at the end of the day, how the fuck you pray for something and say, I always wanted someone so loving and genuine and kind and someone to value my time.
But bitch didn't know how to show up at the end of the day. It's the trade off of me.
It be this type of shit really do be happening to good fucking people at the end of the day. You know, someone that actually knows how to respect somebody. You had a fucked up upbringing at the end of the day, but you still knew how to respect someone's mental health. I want to be there for you.
I got your back. I ain't trying to shortchange you at your mental health. No, the trade off me.
Only for you to realize, hold on 1 second. Someone had plots and plans and all types of shit them trying to dim your light when it came to your plan. Actually value someone's time and day. You ever started talking to somebody and y'all had date night, y'all was doing this and doing that and having a good fucking time. But this whole entire time, the motherfucker wore a mask this whole entire time to shortchange you, to project lust and say, I was never into you in the beginning. So why did you mislead me? And then you say, something is wrong with me. All right, you know, the doctors still didn't figure out this motherfucking cure yet. But, you know, they're working on the study at the end of the day. Leave innocent people alone.
No, that's a trade off for me.
Why would you want to do somebody so fucking wrong? I never understood this shit. Then you hear conversations about yourself around the neighborhood and different area codes and shit like that. You know how you got that one person that actually fucks with you and then they really love you? They like, yo, get rid of that BITCH.
Get rid of that motherfucker thing. Shit, I heard so much about you, baby.
And at the end of the day, that's not who the fuck you are. Because everybody that you deal with at the end of the day,
You value their time and day. They didn't know how to be faithful to you. Ah! No, for real, bro. A motherfucker's not used to someone being genuine, loyal, and respectful. A motherfucker feel like when you too good for them, you plotting against them. What the fuck is the point of talking to somebody at the end of the day? I never understood this verse psychology mind game. A bitch would sit there and say, I'm gonna hurt you before you fucking hurt me. Ha! Who the fuck taught you these rules? Because that's not how the game fucking goes. Because ain't nobody was fucking playing games, your dumbass. You know how much time and consuming it takes for someone to come out their fucking comfort zone to say, hello? Ah! No, for real, for real. And especially when a motherfucker dealt with enough trauma and dysfunctional motherfuckers at the end of the day, like, listen, I'm not trying to waste my time and day and only for you to come around and say, I am nothing like your past. No, actually, it shit told me, bitch, the math wasn't added up at the end of the day. Only realized all it was that you was more delusional than these motherfuckers than they. No, for real, for real. I would never want to spin the block on them bitches. Ha! Thank you, God, for being patient with me, and thank you for removing this motherfucker out of my life. My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Never feel wrong for expressing yourself to the wrong person, and I say that respectfully. Love is real, love is one of a kind with the right one actually for you. I wasn't trying to lose me because you didn't know how to respect me. I wasn't trying to lose me because you didn't know how to show up for me. That energy is different. You showed out, showed me who you truly was, only for me to distance myself. Hold on 1 second, I wasn't trying to hurt myself another day. I had to understand my intuitions that God didn't make a mistake. Because true love wasn't supposed to hurt. Only for the love of your life to actually walk into life to truly acknowledge you, showing your past and living your reality. How true love wasn't complicated, the energy is different. Love is real, love is one of a kind with the right one actually for you. Wow. Monday. Someone truly presents themselves. Hold on 1 second. Common sense actually made sense that day. A better day ahead. Who would have knew someone valuing your time and day? They wasn't trying to run game, let alone mislead you with pain. Someone truly showed you it was okay to come out your comfort zone. How Tuesday, hold on 1 second, I actually showed up and God truly allowed two people to be on the same page. How love is real, love is one of a kind. Someone bringing peace into your life. Who would have knew that happy day was truly ahead of you? You know, someone truly being faithful to you. Someone's trying to have their cake and eat it too. Saying I do to the right person. Someone not to do you wrong. They wasn't trying to shortchange you when it come to your pockets. The energy is different. It wasn't lust. It was real love. How Wednesday showed up. You know. Wow. Imagine falling in love with the love of your life every single day. Being patient with time and day. Gaining a love and a business partner. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. A lover, a business partner, a best friend, all in one. Someone truly by your side to dim your light. Someone truly showing you it's okay to be vulnerable, emotionally available. The energy is different because someone wasn't here to do you wrong. How Thursday actually walked through. Someone truly was crushing on you every single day. Who would have knew? God's point of view. How God allowed two people to show up for each other. It wasn't malicious intention, let alone wasn't lust. It was real love. Someone truly keeping it real with you, love. The energy is different. Someone truly showing you what balance looks like up close in person. It wasn't a challenge. It was actually someone truly showing you that, hold on 1 second, I actually spoke louder than words because true love didn't have to get physical. Hold on 1 second. You ever had to realize and catch your breath? Only to realize that Friday just came around the block? Only if you realize that, hold on 1 second, God didn't make a mistake? Because God truly shows you elevation when it comes to growth, maturing, acting your body weight, not your shoe size, and how you're past living your reality today. The energy is different. They say fairy tales ain't real, but Saturday came along, and only if you realize that someone wasn't trying to do you wrong. Someone wasn't wearing a mask, showing you that true love can truly last. Hold on 1 second. Did I say that again? Yeah, because true love wasn't complicated. Sunday flew in. Imagine overcoming storms and seasons. Understand that, hold on 1 second, you're past living your reality, but you understood that wound that was truly endured within you when it comes to pain, trauma, and only for the love of your life to show you balance when it came to common sense that day. Someone truly showed you that it was okay to heal in the most healthiest way. A journey that God chose for two people. Even when you get lost in your words, you gain the love and the best friend. You know someone your biggest cheerleader up close in person. And behind closed doors, they wasn't here to ruin your reputation. Let alone disrespect you, shortchange you out your pockets. Let alone your mental health when it comes to your mental health. That hold on 1 second, you truly stable. You know how when someone said that you're crazy, slow, stupid, and retarded because you express yourself to the right person?
Not today. You expressing yourself to the right person because you're past living your reality today. How the love of your life truly showed you. Hold on one second. Sunday. Did I miss a day? Because when the right person walks into your life, they don't miss just because moments. They don't miss little things that actually mean something to you because they actually show up regardless of how far you walk across the country. Didn't matter the zip code at the end of the day. Someone truly is your biggest cheerleader and they didn't have to project pain. Someone truly asking God for guidance when it comes to this healthy relationship. Who would have known that the love of your life would have been faithful to you the first time around, that one lie was told? I'm not here to no respect. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Never feel wrong for expressing yourself to the wrong person. I say that respectfully. And when someone says that you don't have potential, don't ever give up on yourself. And I say that respectfully. I work with myself when it comes to my creativity, and I never work with anybody, and I say that respectfully. Never give up on yourself because someone blackmailed you against you being your authentic self. Got your next door neighbor in a different area goes trying to size you up so I get your pickpockets when it comes to your mental health. Everybody's vocabulary ain't the same, but hold on one second. I ain't got hate in my vein. I know how to respect my neighbor even on their worst day. The energy is different. When you got self-love for yourself, it makes certain folks' eyesight and they be so bothered when it comes to their mental health. They forgot to go within and actually heal. They rather discourage you to disrespect you out loud because you truly believe in your faith and God didn't make a mistake. They say God ain't real, it was make-believe, but hold on one second. God was truly keeping it real because your Heavenly Father mother never moved their hands off that will that day when they threw spokers in a toxic way. They was energy harvesting off your energy, but God was truly protecting you when it comes to growth. Hold on one second. Understand that maturity, it looks different on you. Confidence. Who would have knew that you'd be standing before yourself today? Your past living your reality today, but you wasn't running from what you overcame. The energy is different when God truly showed you balance in the most healthiest way. It was an even exchange, self-love. Here they gave up on you, overlooked you, but God sent all the right people into your life that truly showed you that you truly had potential to love you. Not to dim your light regardless of what storm you overcame. Hold on one second, truly what you going through. The energy is different. Far from a hater. Didn't think you was better than nobody, but you just understood self-love. That hold on one second. I choose meant to overlook me when you try to dim my light. My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully.
Respects up, hates down, respects up, hates down. They said you at King, your corner, you were nobody. They said you were lame, but hold on 1 second. I wasn't trying to run from the fame, I was trying to be my authentic self that made folks truly feel bent out of shape. Hold on 1 second, you looked at me like competition when I never had beef with you, it was one-sided.
That is just different. So much we have beef with you, don't matter the age, culture, religion, sexual orientation, no disability. How they would try to size you up. Got the next door neighbor in different area codes trying to box you up in the most unhealthiest way, telling you every move, what you wearing, what kind of food are you eating, let alone who's coming and going. This type of stuff actually happens because someone doesn't want you to elevate. And it be the same people talking about justice. We need to stop the violence at the end of the day, but they trying to shortchange their neighbor behind closed doors, gathering up in groups to project smoke on a toxic person, to paint somebody to be a fool, crazy, slow, stupid, and retarded. How this type of stuff actually happens. How it took a cult to take one person down. Or because someone actually was standing on business to hold on 1 second. How you antagonize an innocent person that was speaking up for themselves. If you didn't have that mindset at the end, they would be having this conversation, all the lies you told. And now you want to try to blackmail somebody, get them locked up, put them in a sideboard, or because you lack self-control when it comes to discipline, staying in your lane. This type of stuff actually happens. Hold on 1 second. I wasn't doing it for likes if it's so clout chasing, because nobody heard my voice. They overlooked me, they disrespect me out loud, called me slow, stupid, and retarded, so I had to speak up for me. Regardless who tried to kick me down, discourage me. I was willing to choose me, understand at the end of the day, I ain't living fair, because my heavenly mother, Father God was guiding me when it came to my words that day. They say that you're miserable and you fall from that. Or because you speak up for yourself to understand and hold on 1 second, there ain't nobody gonna actually care about your whereabouts because you choose yourself. This type of stuff actually happens. Sometimes being a popular alone and they gonna understand you. Or let alone when your family try to blackmail you. Or you got folks saying that they rooting for you, only realize that hold on 1 second, they want to shortchange you. But God saw everything behind closed doors when they try to dim your light, they try to discourage you. They got you shadow banned. They got different folks in different communities trying to size you because they got big plans. Just like you at your inheritance. They trying to destiny swipe with you, but it was an epic failure because they can't be you. The energy is different because it starts with then. When it comes to having a blueprint, being authentic, got folks so bent out of shape because you being genuine. They said that you slow, stupid, and retarded, but hold on 1 second. You just knew how to respect your neighbor, understanding God's plan. The energy is different. You ever motivated somebody, but the first thing they want to do is disrespect you, saying that you're slow, stupid, and retarded, but nothing was slow, stupid, retarded about you. You just being patient with time and they the hill trauma and pain that bothered someone's mental health. So they had to blackmail you, they hack your devices, project spoke in a toxic way, gang stalk you right to left, paint you out to be somebody you truly wasn't when you wasn't trying to catch a case. They put you in competition when you was never competing. How they paid this person, paid that person to shortchange you, all because of the fact that, hold on one second, God was really favoring you. And you wasn't doing it for likes, if you was no cloud chasing. You just knew how to respect your neighbor, stay in your lane. I say this respectfully. My content is not for everybody. I do not worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. The spiritual warfare is really real. And jealousy and hate and envy is real. But that don't run through everybody's vein, damn sure not mine. I ain't got one lie to tell when it comes to that mindset. Because I know how to respect my neighbor even days when they can't see. It be the train of thought from you, not for me. It's okay because everybody else is supposed to be part of your journey. I tell my neighbor, you going left, you need to be going right. Be mindful and hurting yourself with words. But damn, you couldn't even put respect on my name. So you had to disrespect me to humiliate me at the end of the day. Only was I wasn't trying to get out of character with you because I understood my faith. Why I stand before myself today as the man and woman I'm becoming. That ain't just different when you look at yourself in the mirror, neighbor. You're beautiful and you're handsome and you're worthy. Never allow someone to shortchange you because you're willing to choose you. They look at you like competition when you was never competing. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. They said, Joack in your corner, you are nobody. They said, Joack in your corner, you are nobody. Shut the fuck up, you BITC yank. You're a lame. Hold on one second. I understood. Hold on one second. I understood the respect my neighbor regardless to their pay. When someone says that you don't have potential, but they sit there and watch you elevate, and they sit there and watch them do spell work on you or do whatever toxic things they're doing behind the scenes, don't allow someone to make you feel like you're a living fit because God saw everything. And one thing you don't do is manipulate God because we all not the same because God is not for sale. And I say that respectfully, God has never been for sale. They say that you're emotionally unstable because you spoke up for yourself in the most healthiest way. They said because you shed a tear, you can't take care of yourself. They said because of your past, they want to project it in your reality so they could try to blackmail you, to paint you out to be your own villain in your own story. Or because they got lack of self-control when it comes to discipline. They talk about they grown, they mad about their pockets. How they was acting their shoe size off their body weight. It didn't matter if they had kids or not. At the end of the day, they disrespect you. For you to get out of character that wasn't within you. Because God gave you balance when it came to common sense that day. Understand the hold on one second. I created you to be a certain way. They would never understand why you overcame the pain. You know, when certain folks said that you was a crash out, you was this, you was that, you was this, you was that. How they try to disrespect you up close in person, but they would never talk about what they did behind closed doors for you to speak up for yourself. You was far from a crash out. They just wanted to paint you out to be the villain in their stories so they could talk about you like a bad habit when they said that you slow, stupid, and retarded. But nothing retarded was about you at the end of the day because your IQ score was truly high at the end of the day. Just like everybody else, you got depression, anxiety, PTSD. It's the norm at the end of the day. But you ain't have to do your neighbor wrong when they try to psych you out your free when it comes to your pockets that day. Or your mental health energy is different. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Never allow someone to project fear in you because you're willing to choose you. I say this respectfully. You can introduce yourself to somebody. You can acknowledge somebody. You can ask somebody to work with them. Or you can acknowledge a relationship with somebody, doesn't matter what format it is. If it's God's approval, moving forward, God is not going to reject you. Sometimes in life, we come across individuals, regardless of the job opportunity, it doesn't matter what relationship it is. Don't ever feel wrong for having conversations with certain individuals. And I say that respectfully. It doesn't matter who it is. Because what happens is the people that's truly for you won't go against you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And even after they did you wrong, they wouldn't continue to do you wrong. And I say that respectfully. If someone did you wrong the first time, all right, they got their life together. They fixed they fixed within. But when it's a consistent thing, how someone wants to rob you, it's like it's your free will. or someone has so much hate, jealousy, and envy towards you, and they behind their hands playing with spoken and toxic way to make you bent out of shape. We wasn't trying to catch a case. Yeah, God was actually protecting you. You wasn't crazy because, hold on one second. Yeah, you was being vulnerable. Actually having a heart that certain folks can't relate to. Why you chose you truly go within. Hold on one second. God was protecting me from my enemy, let alone the devil. God closed certain doors. Hold on one second. I understood elevation when it comes to growth. I don't mean to be disrespectful in no shape or form. I may not make sense to you, but I make sense to someone that's truly for me. And I say that respectfully. I don't push God on nobody because God is not for sale. But never feel wrong for expressing yourself to the wrong person. Because when God sends the right people into your life, you don't have to be blood related or not. They see you, they hear you, they respect you, they love you, they bring peace into your life. They're not here to manipulate you. They're not here to hack your devices. They're not here to gang stalk you. They're not here to energy harvest off your energy. They're not here to destiny swipe with you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And they damn sure don't have hate in their vein. Because we all don't operate the same, regardless if someone's going through pain. Someone can lose a loved one today, tomorrow. They don't have to take their anger out on you because they know how to go into a mindset of saying, you know what? I'm still rooting you on, but I'm in my own lane. I ain't trying to do you wrong. I know how to respect my neighbor regardless of what I'm going through today. Someone just got out of an unhealthy relationship. The same mindset. Regardless of what they got going on in their life. They know how to respect their neighbor. They would never sit there and try to blackmail you to get you locked up or put you in the psych board. They would never sit there and dig up your past to humiliate you, to get you locked up or put you in the psych board. Or they wouldn't have the mindset of hacking your devices or projecting spell work towards you good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And they would never sit there and try to trauma bond you and act like they're investing their time into you when they don't even like you. They're not doing that. They're not acting like they're for you and rooting you on, and this whole entire time they trying to do you wrong. They don't got time to waste like that. When they're acting their body size when it comes to maturity, not their shoe size, the energy is different. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. God is not manipulation, and God is not for sale, and God has never been for sale. We may not pray the same, neighbor, but I know how to still respect my neighbor. When God sends the right people into your life, it's not competition. It's sad to see how people reject the angel when it comes into their life, a person. You know, angels, people don't believe in angels, but when you least expect it, angels do exist. A gift from God does exist. Just like a mother and father that prayed for that baby to come into this life, into this world healthy. And only if you realize, oh, in 1 second, your dream truly came true. Because you know, some parents don't care about their children. Or let alone, you had an unhealthy relationship with the woman or man that you was with. But they said, you know what, I'm not going to do you wrong another day. I'm not getting myself together for them children. I'm getting myself together for me mentally. So I can be able to be there for my family. So my family can have a healthy household. To know at the end of the day, mom and dad tried. Not only did mom and dad try, but hold on 1 second, mom and dad was on the same page. Understand at the end of the day, a household does not need to be divided. That is just different. You put your hands on somebody, you disrespect somebody. It happened that one time. You regret it. And you explain it to someone that you love and you care that this is something that you wouldn't want your children to be raised on. So you change your behavior. You change the disrespect. When you go out into public, you don't disrespect the woman that or man that you love. There's no reason for you to be looking elsewhere when you're in love with somebody because you only got eyes for them. That's a healthy relationship. And I don't mean no disrespect, but it became the norm to disrespect people. Because at the same time, too, that's like saying someone's in a relationship with you or someone is married to you and they look the other way. The first thing you're doing is having a temper tantrum. Why are you looking somewhere else when you're supposed to be entertaining me? It ain't got nothing to do about controlling issues, but what happened to the level of respect? It'd be the train of thought for me. When you love somebody and you respect somebody, you're not here to hurt somebody. Because someone can say, you know what, I'll forgive you. And they're waiting for you to change. And they're waiting for you to grow up. But all you keep doing is rejecting yourself. Because you wasn't trying to choose yourself to love them. And they can't keep telling you the same thing over and over again. Because they're hurting themselves. They're making themselves even more sick. And they're not trying to lose their household because they're raising children. Or lose themselves because of the fact that you decided to reject them. How this type of stuff actually happens. Real love is not supposed to hurt. It's not. That's why when you're in a relationship with somebody, it's not lust. It's not manipulation. It's not having a hand problem. It's not psyching somebody that they thought process, they free in their pockets or their eyesight. It doesn't matter how old you are, too, because true love is not supposed to hurt. It's not. Disrespect is not tolerated. You said you love somebody. You started talking to them in the beginning stages. You know how you started saying, you know what, I can't wait to see this person another time. I can't wait to go on this date. Can't wait to do this. Can't wait to do that. You maintain those conversations. It's called respect. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. A real relationship, when it comes to healthy boundaries, it's not wearing a mask. And I say that respectfully. Because someone can see a future with you and express a future with you, but you can be the one to ruin that future. Someone can sit here and make plans with you all day long. But then when your character traits start to show up, that hold on 1 second, this is something that I do not want in my future. So someone decides to say, I don't want you in my life. I didn't have to be disrespectful when I walked away. I didn't have to have malicious intentions towards you. I didn't want you in my life because I didn't see a future with you anymore. It should be no reason why someone tries to have somebody robbed or psych their free will because you lack self-control, because you don't want somebody else loving somebody else properly, because that could have been you. But you decide to disrespect somebody. You decide to manipulate somebody. You decide to bring harm and do all this toxic stuff at the behind the scenes that God saw. To bring into someone's life to try to ruin someone's reputation, try to ruin someone's image, try to ruin someone's self-confidence, try to ruin someone's financial stability because you lack self-control when someone dismissed you in the most healthiest way. How this type of stuff actually happens doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It doesn't matter what type of relationship it is. When you say that you don't want to be bothered with somebody moving forward within a journey, it should be no reason why someone is trying to psych your child their free will. It should be no reason why someone is trying to psych your loved one out their free will, let alone have them robbed because someone lacks self-control. How this type of stuff actually happens. Your loved one may be more spiritually gifted than somebody. Your loved one may be more gifted in certain areas in their life, or your loved one just has a beautiful heart. Or your loved one, yeah, they have a heart, but nothing slow and stupid is about them. They just came across the wrong person who had lack of self-control. But is it fair for them to lose their life because someone didn't know how to understand to stay in their lane when it comes to self-discipline? And it didn't matter if someone had a mother or a father in the household. It didn't matter. Respect is a two-way street. Some people don't care about their children. Some people lost their children and feel like I don't have to worry about anybody else's child because it's not me. It's not my situation. How does people have this mindset? They do. It doesn't matter about someone's culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. How people have the mindset, oh, because it's not my household, so I don't care. Until it's your household. And I don't wish this on nobody, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, because respect is supposed to be a two-way street.
Respect's up, hate's down. Respect's up, hate's down. Jealousy and envy is real. You try to shortchange somebody out their blessing that God endured with them, choosing themselves to better themselves. The lack of self-control that you had, you try to disrespect your neighbor because you want them to lose control, be a crash out. Hold on 1 second, God showed them balance, understand their worth, they would truly understand confidence. Some that you try to dim. Or someone's looking at you like competition, neighbor. You know, chicks and dudes be like, I'm out of girls, girls, or dudes, dudes. Or I don't like this community, I don't like this person, I don't like this person, I don't like that person. Someone don't got drama in the streets, but they just knew how to respect their neighbor. And if you're not for somebody, it should be no reason why you have the mindset of kicking somebody down. It should be the mindset of gathering up people in different communities to gang stalk somebody, project spoken in a toxic way, to try to energy harvest off someone's energy, try to destiny swipe at somebody, try to steal someone's creativity and try to make it your own. Excuse me. Or to try to blackmail somebody against themselves to get them locked up or put them in a psych ward because you got a lack of self-control. How this type of stuff actually happens. So now you project spiritual warfare on somebody because of the fact that you say that someone's slow, stupid, and retarded, and then you want to project the light on certain individuals so someone won't look at an innocent person because of the fact that you don't like the fact that this person chooses themselves. You don't like the fact that someone has actual character traits and you don't know how to go within actually heal, but you screaming out all day long that you're truly healed. If you were so healed, you wouldn't have the mindset of gang stalking somebody. You wouldn't have the mindset of making fake pages, trying to bully somebody. You wouldn't have the mindset of trying to ruin someone's reputation. You wouldn't try to get them locked up or put them in a psych board. You wouldn't sit there and dig up their past and try to humiliate somebody. You would project all that energy into yourself to actually love yourself. You wouldn't have to go to this department, that department, this department, and try to discourage somebody, kick them down so they won't be financially stable. So they won't be able to elevate in life. So you're painting somebody to bring harm into their life. And never not one time that this innocent person had that mindset towards you. It's one thing talking shit about somebody, but when you're behind the scenes and you're actually doing it, that energy is different. And that innocent person never had to project spirit towards you. They didn't have to energy harvest off your energy. They didn't have to destiny swipe at you. They didn't have to gang stalk you. They didn't have to hack your devices. They didn't have to try to destiny swipe at you, energy harvest, or play with spoken toxic way. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Regardless if someone got lost in their words, they wasn't trying to hurt their neighbor. How this type of stuff actually happens. And someone wasn't doing it for likes and views or clout chasing when they spoke up for themselves and you sat there and said that they was a snitch. There's so many innocent people that deal with gang stalking, that deal with being spiritually attacked, and they can't speak up for themselves. And they're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing because they actually experienced, they actually endured it. They didn't have to act or be on someone's paid roster. That is just different. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. You could disrespect me all day long, but my content is not for everyone. It's not. I don't beg anybody to subscribe. I don't beg anybody to like my videos. If somebody is not for you, there's no reason why you subscribing to someone's channel that you're not interested in. There's no reason why you should be liking a video that you're not interested in. There's no reason why you should be projecting sport towards an innocent person because you don't like them. And you're talking about you're truly healing. But what happened to your self-control when it comes to discipline, staying in your lane? But you talking about you maturing. But you're not acting your body where you acting your shoe size, playing childish games, trying to size somebody up, or because they believe in their face and that you can relate to what's truly going within. How you misunderstood yourself at the end of the day. Hurting yourself with your own words. How you lose out the opportunity to actually loving yourself another day. You got so much animosity and hate towards an innocent person because of their features. They truly beautiful because they actually go within. It shows on the outside how they communicate. You sense beauty spills towards the innocent person, try to blackmail them because they become any best self vision of themselves. How this type of stuff actually happens. How when you have beautiful features or you have a decent wardrobe or you don't have to have food in your fridge or you ain't got to have money in your pocket, how someone will still be trying to size you up, having jealousy, hate, and envy towards you. It'd be the train of thought for me.
God would never send this into your life, but God would tell you to respect your neighbor still. And never feel wrong for acknowledging somebody, to respect them, only for them to turn around to just to blackmail you, only for them to turn around just to disrespect you, to try to humiliate you, to gang stalk you. Got the next door neighbor, different area codes, telling you every move, what you ate in a day. Gang stalking you right to left. Did you go in the corner store? Did you go in the supermarket? What you actually wearing? They trying to suck at your mental health when it come to your pockets, to try to paint you out to be crazy because you speaking up for yourself in the most healthiest way. How this type of stuff actually happens. My content is not for everyone. It's not. I don't live in fear, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. It's funny how when they pick and choose who they want to speak about God, and they would try to paint you out to be crazy because the fact that you're authentic, and they threw so much spell work at you, they don't understand their own mental health. Why even shortchange you? Why even become a crash out? It worked on the last person. They actually psyched them out their free will with their bad habits. There's certain individuals that can't tell their story today. But God works in mysterious ways. When God never removed his hands and her hands off their baby that day, the energy is different. He wasn't doing it for likes and views or brownie points. The energy is different. They would never put respect on your name because they got hate in their vein when it come to you. We ain't the same, but I know how to respect my neighbor regardless of your pain. Always be yourself. Unaliving somebody is nothing funny, attractive, or cute about it, regardless to who household it is. And I say that respectfully. It doesn't matter how old that child is. Unaliving somebody is nothing attractive or funny or cute about it. Someone losing a life because someone had lack of self-control. You could disrespect me all day long. I don't have no drama in these streets. I'm not beefing with nobody. And if anybody's beefing with me, it's one-sided. And I'm far from miserable. And I say that respectfully. You could try to paint me out to be whatever you want to be, want me to be in your story. You could blackmail me with old emails, text messages, or whatever the case may be. But God sees everything. An individual will act like they ain't in your life. They will act like they had a conversation with you recently, only to use your voice, to use it as a voice over. Or they would hack your devices or use old messages to blackmail conversations to try to ruin your reputation. But you're talking about you growing and you mature. But you got too much time and day to destroy someone's character, all because you lack faith. And I truly hope that you find peace within and better yourself when it comes to your mental health. I was never in competition with you, neighbor. This type of stuff actually happens. When you're actually elevating in life, folks will look at you like you're in competition with them because you choose them, to respect them. You choose yourself not to overlook you, but you just knew how to stay in your own lane. They wasn't meant to sit at your table. But never not one time did you have to disrespect your neighbor. There's so many people across this world that talked about somebody so bad, and then they found they match. And they realized, hold on 1 second, I was wrong. I take accountability for my actions. Matter of fact, I showed up like this in this relationship. I abused you, but I won't do it to the next person. Or that job opportunity. I should have talked to you in a different type of manner. I disrespected you when you didn't disrespect me. Everybody goes through something every single day. And if you feel like I'm talking about you, I guess your mask fell off when it came to lack self-control. Because my content is not for everyone. It's not. You're not the only one that did something to somebody. You're not the only one that experienced something in life. But one thing I don't got to do is lie as to what I endured, what I experienced in my journey. And I'm going to continue to speak up for the innocent people that don't have a voice for themselves, or let alone the people who actually lost their lives because of someone's lack of self-control, because they didn't understand discipline. It didn't matter if someone had a mother or father in the household. And it didn't matter someone's age when they lost a life that day, because their voice actually still matters. My content is not for everyone.
Respects up, hates down, justice, justice. We want justice. Shouldn't matter about your culture, your religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. Hold on 1 second. God was never for sale. Neighbor, 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 neighbor. God was never for sale.
Stop the violence. Spiritual warfare is really real. And it's innocent people that get put into a mindset of folks energy harvesting off their energy, trying to destiny swipe with them, project spore towards them in a toxic way. And your life actually matters because people have the mindset of having lack of self-control. They look at you like jealousy and envy and hate. They don't want you to elevate. God is not for sale. You should never do, I'm going to say this respectfully, it doesn't matter about your tax bracket. And especially if you have a child, regardless if you adopted them or not. Because, you know, some people don't care about their children. And I don't wish bad on anybody. But for you to project spiritual welfare on somebody, to project spell work or try to destiny swipe with somebody, you wouldn't want somebody to do that to your baby. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. You wouldn't. Because when they're being spiritually attacked, mentally, physically, emotionally, they so unstable. What happened to your baby? This is not your baby. They not acting right today. You didn't raise your child to be a crash out. It didn't matter about your tax bracket that day. How your household got out of control. Now the doctor told about put your baby in the psych board. Hold on 1 second. I ain't signed up for this type of case. That ain't just different, but you projected on an innocent person who had self-control when it came to discipline. All he knew how to do was respect their neighbor. You try to shortchange them.
They said you and I T-Y. Damn, neighbor, neighbor, neighbor. You and I T-Y. They quick to disrespect you because you the truly the blessing to yourself, not to dim your light. They be carrying all these character traits. Hold on 1 second.
What happened to respecting your neighbor within the community? It didn't matter your culture, your respect. It was truly one-sided, neighbor. But you talking about everybody should unite for all the right reasons. How folks be saying shit at the end of it just to confuse the community, to go up against their neighbor. Or because someone was truly a blessing to themselves. Why would you reject yourself, neighbor? You wouldn't want somebody to do that to you, and then the first thing you say, you don't give a F-U-C-I-K. It'd be the train of thought for me, because it would never happen to you. It'd be the train of thought for me. How the disrespect was real. Then you hide your hands behind spell work, try to make someone mentally ill, try to get them locked to put them in a psych ball. It'd be the train of thought for me. I don't live in fear. How you have to gather with folks in different communities, got warlocks and witches go up against each other to take one person down, or because someone understood elevation that might mess up your mental health. That hold on one second, someone understood growth. Regardless, they got lost in their words, but they still knew how to better themselves. How this type of stuff actually happens. Talking about us united as a community. May you be so surprised that folks that truly be role models be trying to shortchange the community. It didn't matter someone's culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. It'd be the train of thought for me. What happened to your faith? I thought you was so real, but only realized the hold on 1 second. Ain't nothing was real about you because you was truly fucking fake. How God saw what you was doing behind closed doors when it comes to elevation. How you try to blackmail me, disrespect me out loud, to see me frown. But hold on 1 second, God truly maintained my smile. How this type of stuff actually happens. How people be saying that they the voice of the community. How people be saying they got the community's back. How people be saying they here for the youth, but only realize the hold on 1 second. They truly whack. They be trying to shortchange the community at the end of the day. Got folks going up against each other. We supposed to be elevating. What happened to your mindset at the end of the day when it comes to growth? You acting your shoe size, not your body weight. It be trolling thought for me. How this type of stuff actually happens. It does. A mother and father shouldn't have to worry about sending a child from point A to Z, doesn't matter what community they're in, to be spiritually attacked because someone lacks self-control. To be put in a mindset of now they're asking for justice within a community, and it's a good community at the end of the day. They should never have to be shortchanged of trying to gather up a couple of dollars to get their child sent off in the most healthiest way, decent, because the community's truly not there for them. Although you do have a community that's truly there for you. But hold on 1 second, what happened to those days when they all alone, praying to go within because someone did their baby wrong? It'd be the train of thought for me. You wouldn't want someone to suck your child their free will, regardless how old they are. And even when you're not around, you send your child off to the plane. I don't mean no disrespect, because nobody's supposed to endure this type of pain. You send your child off to get on a plane, and their life would never be the same because someone lacked self-control. Did it matter if they had a mother and father in the household? For someone to try to make you feel like, hold on 1 second, where did I go wrong? You send your child off to driving school, only realize to hold on 1 second, the driver was truly a fool. Or because they lacked self-control that day, why did they have to get physical? Now you making arrangements for your baby. Or because someone to shortchange you of your blessing. That was your baby. How this type of stuff actually happens. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Respect is a two-way street. No mother and father should have to grieve a child regardless to how old they are. No loved one should have to grieve a child because of lack of self-control, because they don't understand discipline and stay in their lane. It didn't matter about someone's upbringing. It didn't matter about if someone had a mother or father in the household, because everybody does not operate the same when it comes to pain. It's innocent people that walk around here with children and not without children, that don't have the mindset of saying, hey, I'm going to rob my neighbor today. And it's like about their free will in the process too. A lot of people don't have that mindset. It's a lot of people that walk around here that don't have the mindset of saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to gang stalk my neighbor today. I'm going to project spoke on my neighbor today. It's a lot of people that don't have that mindset. It's a lot of people that don't have the mindset of saying, you know what? I'm going to try to destiny talk with my neighbor today. It's people that don't even have that type of train of thought. Wait, what? What's that? Why would I do that? They don't. They don't have to gang stalk you. They don't have to hack your devices. They don't have to play with spoken in a toxic way. They don't have to energy harvest of your energy. They don't have to destiny swipe with you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. If you're not a girls, or dudes, or whatever the case may be, and you trying to pay someone to be the fool or somebody whack, corny, or lame, or whatever the case may be, why you just don't stay in your own lane? You projecting all that negative energy towards an innocent person. And then you have the mindset of talking about their free will. And then you try to cause chaos and confusion. They like to get them locked up or put them in a psych board, or because you lack self-control when it comes to discipline. When an innocent person wasn't trying to lose control. My content is not for everyone. And God is not for sale. And God has never been for sale. And I say that respectfully. It doesn't matter your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. You know, uniting together is respect. Respect will go a long way if you look at your neighbor like competition. If you can actually put respect on your neighbor's name when they actually acknowledge you that day. Your neighbor gave you an idea. Your neighbor actually had a conversation with you, and you took that information and you took it and dissected it, but you couldn't put respect on your neighbor's name. You couldn't make sure your neighbor was okay if they had food in their fridge. You couldn't make sure that your neighbor was okay when it came to if they had a house or a roof over their head. You just wanted to shortchange and make sure they was homeless. You wanted to shortchange them when it comes to, hold on 1 second, you don't want them to become a best self-vision on themselves. So you try to get them locked up or put them in a sideboard so nobody can actually see someone's potential. Or you didn't want someone to elevate because you didn't want folks to see that, hold on 1 second, this person came up with the idea. So I stole all their creativity, their idea, but I never put respect on their name. That's how you looked at them. And that's what you said amongst groups of people, that you laughed at an innocent person that God endured a gift within. But one thing about you and them and they, right, is when God has his her hands over his children, you know, elevation looks different. Because God restores that child every single day. God brings creativity within that child every single day. God allows that child to understand balance. Because healing trauma and pain wasn't a race. When you looked at your neighbor like competition, when your neighbor was never competing. How this type of stuff actually happens. You threw sport at somebody, and you're like, damn, it worked on the last person. They all strung out. They all bent out of shape. You even psyched them on their free will. Those bad habits you don't want to talk about. Talking about someone was mentally ill. Or let alone you tried to get somebody in this department, that department, to diagnose somebody, only to cover up a case. Because you decided to say, you know what, I don't want someone to see another day. How this type of stuff actually happens. Because someone lacks self-control. And you saying to yourself is, why didn't the spiritual welfare work on this person? Why didn't it work on this person? Because it's a child of God. You know, certain people say God is not real, right? Until you come across somebody that shows you, hold on one second, they was worthy choosing themselves. Regardless to what storm you try to project on them that day. You wanted them to become their worst enemy. My content is not for everyone. No mother and father should have to grieve a baby, no matter how old that baby is. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. You know, jealousy and hate and envy, it's really disgusting. And it doesn't matter about someone's tax bracket. Someone gave you an idea, or you acknowledged your neighbor. Someone motivated you. Why don't you respect them? There's no need to not put respect on your neighbor's name, because without their motivation, you wouldn't have the motivation within you. You wouldn't have the ideas that you actually took from somebody else. You wouldn't have the ideas of as to, you know what, I got to think differently today. It's called respect, neighbor. Someone motivated you, you respect them. Someone inspired you, you respect them. There's no need to have hate, jealousy, and envy. Then you're sitting there having private conversations to blackmail somebody against themselves, or because you lack self-control, because you wanted somebody to lose control. How this type of stuff actually happens. You don't have to know somebody for someone to motivate you. You don't have to know somebody for someone to show you that, hey, a healthy relationship does exist. Being in love with the right person does exist. Dealing with people who don't have mindsets of having jealousy and hate and envy within them does exist. Being around someone at the end of the day that does not look at you like competition does exist. Being around folks and don't have to discriminate your neighbor, regardless of their culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age, it does exist. And no, I say this respectfully. It's funny how when someone disrespects somebody, regardless if it's behind closed doors or up close in person or whatever the hell it was at the end of the day, if someone pops shit about somebody, that person's entitled to how they feel. That person is entitled to express their emotions regardless to what environment that they're in. You disrespected somebody. All they doing is expressing themselves, regardless if it's in the comfort of their own home. Someone disrespected somebody because they sexual orientation. Someone disrespected somebody because they religion. Someone disrespected somebody because, hold on one second, they made a bad decision. Someone disrespected somebody about this, that. Y'all don't like the fact that you got beautiful features. That innocent person wasn't wrong for speaking up for themselves. They wasn't. They wasn't trying to hurt nobody, let alone themselves. And for someone to take something as form as disrespect, or now you have hate and jealousy and envy towards somebody, oh, this is why I ain't like you in the first place. It tells a lot about your character traits. Because now you picking and choosing who you want to bully. But then when someone speaks up for themselves, they dead ass wrong. It doesn't matter what environment that they in. It's a train of thought for me. That's like saying somebody got jumped the other day, right? You got jumped. You went in your household. Didn't matter what environment it is. You mad as shit. These mother effers. They just gave you a black eye. You tight. You talking shit. So that means you're wrong for expressing yourself? Hello? Someone just RAP'd your loved one. You're mad. You're talking shit. It didn't matter what environment that you was in. You're talking shit. You're getting that frustration off your chest. And for someone to blackmail you against you, was that fair? But it was okay for someone to beat you up. It was okay for someone to plot against you. It was okay for someone to manipulate you. It was okay for someone to disrespect you first. You wouldn't have that mindset if it didn't happen. You know, I understand that everybody's common sense ain't common sense, and that's okay. But I still know how to respect my neighbor. And one thing I don't do is run from my past. And I say that respectfully. So it doesn't matter what environment that you're in. You can go into the grocery store, the supermarket. Someone disrespects you in the supermarket. You took that frustration that you had from the supermarket, went into your household. Now the whole fucking community know about what the fuck you was talking about in your fucking household. Now they want to paint you out to be the villain they story. Because why? Someone decided to step on your shoe and disrespect you. Someone skipped the line on you and pushed you and never said excuse me. You know how this type of stuff actually happens? Or you know how people decide to say, you know what, we're going to gang stalk this person. I'm going to pay this person to go in and blackmail this person. I'm going to pay this person to antagonize this person. Go into the supermarket. They about to go in there right now. Push them. Skip them in the line. Antagonize them. And don't apologize. This type of stuff happens when it comes to gang stalking. It doesn't matter about someone's culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. How this type of stuff actually happens. And there's some people that don't speak up for themselves. And there's some people who express themselves differently. And there's some people who don't have self-control because they're quick to spaz out. They're quick to pick up a weapon. They're quick to put their hands on somebody because someone didn't know how to stay in a lane. My content is not for everyone. I never gave nobody permission to use my creativity as their own, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. When it comes to my creativity, I get it from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God. And I do not worship the devil, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. It's called respect, neighbor. Someone motivates you. Someone is inspired by you. You inspire somebody. It's okay to acknowledge your neighbor. It's no need to try to blackmail them, disrespect them, have ill intentions towards them. It's not. Now, when someone speaks up for themselves, the first thing that you want to say is they're a snitch. They talk too effing much. They do this, they do that, they do this, they do that. We wouldn't be having this conversation if you didn't do it to them. You try to ruin someone's reputation because they believe in themselves, to go within, to understand growth. It bothers your habits. Only them your own life. You forgot to love yourself, to treat yourself right, talking about you truly healing. You know, the doctor's still trying to figure out your diagnosis, and I say that respectfully. Because someone didn't even have to bother you. All they had to do was respect you. And you said, hold on 1 second. You my enemy. And it's disgusting to see. It doesn't matter about someone's tax bracket nowadays. How you can acknowledge somebody and you just became someone's enemy. All because of jealousy, hate, and envy. You don't like the fact that someone creates to go within. And they don't need a group of people around them. Because they're so authentic. Someone can say, hey, let's work together. Hey, that's collab together. And then you want to sit there and say, oh, I came up with all those ideas. Or you want to sit there and black somebody with old text messages and say, nah, I came up with all those ideas. Those are my creativities. And then behind closed doors, you trying to size somebody up to make money off of someone else's creativities. How this type of stuff actually happens. But you know, God sees everything. And one thing that person doesn't have to do is worship the devil. Oh, one thing about God is God doesn't energy harvest off his children's energy. God doesn't destiny swipe with people. God doesn't hack you with devices, gang stalk people. God does not project spell work in a toxic way towards his community, in her community. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. It's funny how folks will hack your devices just to try to ruin your reputation. Or because you believed in your faith to be authentic, it bothered their mental health. Because you understood self-love, it bothered their mental health. They forgot to even exchange to go within, to actually heal. Peace and respect, say respect your neighbor, stop the violence. Humanity where they don't damn your light, go you neighbor, don't damn your light. I never gave nobody permission to use my creativity as their own. Regardless to what next door neighbor in any area code, and I say that respectfully. How someone would try to blackmail you because you're being you. You ain't have to do anything to nobody. Excuse me, no thank you. And by just saying excuse me and no thank you, They quick to call you slow, stupid, and retarded. You don't have to get in the elevator with everybody. You don't have to sit with everybody. But you still know how to respect your neighbor. You know, all help is not good help. But when you respect your neighbor, respect goes a long way. And God saw everything. My content is not for everybody. Today is currently May 21st, 2025. I'm closing this video out at 1:39 p.m. I never gave nobody permission to use my creativity as their own. I don't work with anybody when it comes to my creativity. Never did, and I say that respectfully. It's only me, my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God, my spirit team, my angels, and my ancestors that don't play about me. That ain't just different when it comes to growth and maturing. They would never understand elevation. Hold on 1 second. You have to do your neighbor wrong. Never feel wrong for expressing yourself to the wrong person that would sit there and try to blackmail you against you. Because God will send the right people into your life to be your biggest cheerleaders. Good day, bad days, and misunderstanding days. Yeah, they got me shadow banned or whatever the case may be. They control my numbers. And one thing I don't got to do is lie or manipulate anybody. You know, I realize when you talk about God, they pick and choose who they want to put in the algorithm. But you know, when the algorithm is algorithm at the end of the day, the right people that's truly for you, that actually subscribes with no malicious intentions, and they don't have no hate in their vein, they actually like, they actually respect you, even days when they can't see. You know, because respect's a two-way street. I didn't have to overlook my neighbor. You mad and you're worthy, regardless who gave up on you, overlooked you during your journey. Healing, trauma, and pain is not a race or an overnight process. It's no reason to like somebody's video if you're not investing their time and day. Meaning, if you're not a girls or a dudes or whatever the case may be, there's no need to project spoke on someone. There's no need to have all this hate and animosity towards somebody because you lack self-control when it comes to discipline and staying in your lane. There's no need to subscribe to somebody if you're not into what they got going on. All you want to do is to project spell work all day long to do somebody wrong. And they don't have that mindset towards you. My content is not for everybody. And I say that respectfully. How jealousy and hate and envy is real. Always be yourself when you ain't got hate in your vein. We all operate the same. I wasn't trying to shortchange my neighbor with a blessing. I was just showing you, hold on 1 second, don't dim your light another day. You going left, go right. Loving yourself, hold on 1 second. The unconditional love will allow you to feel the goal within that you are worthy. You wasn't supposed to sit at my table, but I still not respect my neighbor to stay in my lane. That ain't just different. We try to blackmail me behind a fake page, let alone an email. All because of the fact that, hold on 1 second, you wanted to laugh at my pain. All because of the fact that you act like you was a mentor that day. High cyber stuff actually happens. Someone act like they will want to be a mentor towards you, or someone act like they want to be in a relationship towards you, or someone want to act like they got your back, they rooting for you, but the whole entire time, they don't want you to elevate, because they doing everything in their power behind the scenes to try to destroy you. How this type of stuff actually happens to innocent people every single day. Have a safe day, even, week, you matter, you're worthy. Protect your energy, protect your family. Stop the violence. Stay out of trouble.
Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. You matter where they don't damn your light. Don't you neighbor don't damn your light.
You are beautiful and you are handsome. I am Naya of Respect. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.